Travel alert, using the stairway, you travel up, taking a half hour to arrive, using all your stealth to pass through the secret door as quietly as possible, you find yourselves back within the Onyx Temple. Some 40 feet away is Sandaria, standing alongside her crystal golem and making her final preparations to sacrifice Kartha, animate her statue and smash the Onyx Seal, effectively returning the world to the Age of Damnation. It appears you're in the nick of time, a surprise attack on Sandaria might actually work. The fight is on. Coming at all of you is Sandaria. It's Janet's turn. What do you want her to do? Janet uses a scroll of spiritual hammer on Sandaria, bashing her for 5 points of damage for 5 minutes. It's Eswin's turn. What do you want him to do? Eswin readies his shortbow and fires at Sandaria, needing a 14 to hit. Die roll is a 5, plus 2 to hit. Eswin misses Sandaria. It's Barthol's turn. What do you want him to do? Sandaria is too slow to evade and engages in hand-to-hand combat with Barthol. It's Oriana's turn. What do you want her to do? Oriana readies her short sword +1 and swings at Sandaria, needing a 14 to hit. Die roll is a 11, plus 4 to hit. Oriana hits Sandaria, doing 4 points of damage and leaving her with 11 hit points. It's Redfern's turn. Redfern casts magic missile on Sandaria, striking her with a magic missile for 5 points of damage. It's Senires's turn. What do you want him to do? Sanadires readies his mace and swings at Sandaria, needing a 14 to hit. Die roll is a 18, plus 3 to hit. Sanadires hits Sandaria, doing 5 points of damage and leaving her with 1 hit point. Sandaria casts Hold Person on Sanadires, nearly holding him but unsuccessful, needing a 12 or greater. Sanadires rolls a 20 and saves versus spells. GM note, a new combat round has begun. Initiative is rolled, with higher values acting first. It's Barthol readies his short sword and swings at Sandaria, needing a 14 to hit. Die roll is a 6, plus 2 to hit. Barthol misses Sandaria. It's Janet's spiritual hammer's turn. What do you want it to do? Janet directs her spiritual hammer at Sandaria, bashing her for 3 points of damage and defeating her. Well done. All combatants have been defeated, ending the battle. Each hero receives 92 experience points. Sandaria screams in terror one last time, her twisted plans dying with her, and your party draws a huge sigh of relief. Suddenly, the crystal golem itself animates and turns toward your party. While Kartha has been saved, and now waits to rejoin your group, Sandaria has transferred the last of her living soul into the golem, bringing it to life and attacking you. The situation has just gone from bad to worse. Welcome back Kartha to your adventuring party. Kartha is still a level 2 cleric and retakes her place at your side. In the confusion, Kartha rejoins your party. She and Sanadires eye one another with mutual distrust, but you're glad to have her back again. The golem then steps alongside the Onyx Seal and begins smashing it with the life's heart. If you don't destroy it quickly, the golem will shatter the seal, release the demons into the world and usher in a new age of damnation. The fate of the world is in your hands. Your party is under attack. Menacing your entire party is one crystal living statue. It's Janet's turn. What do you want her to do? Janet readies her mace +1 and swings at crystal living statue, needing a 16 to hit. Die roll is a 19, plus 4 to hit. Janet hits crystal living statue, doing 9 points of damage and leaving it with 12 hit points. It's Oriana's turn. What do you want her to do? Ariana readies her short sword +1 and swings at Crystal Living Statue, needing a 16 to hit. Die roll is a 12, +4 to hit. Ariana hits Crystal Living Statue, doing 3 points of damage. Crystal Living Statues. Sandaria readies his mace and swings at Crystal Living Statue, needing a 16 to hit. Die roll is a 20, which is an automatic hit and does double damage. Sandaria hits Crystal Living Statue, doing 18 points of damage and defeating it. Well done. All combatants have been defeated, ending the battle. Each hero receives 39 experience points. Redfern has gained a new energy level and receives 3 new hit points and 1 new spell. Click the spells button to assign the new spell. The final blow is struck and the golem of Sandaria shatters, crystalline material quickly falling to the floor. A final wail is heard from Sandaria as her spirit is finally set free. The angel of death is now dead herself. As if on cue, Sandaria reaches into the pile of crystal slivers and grabs the life's heart, holding it high for everyone to see. While exhausted from your battles, everyone smiles, the quest complete. Sandaria then hands the artifact to you, trusting that you will take the best care of it for the journey back to Kathleen. GM note, your quest log has been updated. Click the quests button for all the details. The inner circle needs to know what's happened here as well, Redfern softly adds, quite aware of his lowly status within the party but taking a stand nonetheless. Shut up, charlatan. Eswin barks back, the magic user now an even stronger enemy to him. No, he's right, Kartha adds, surprisingly. The inner circle needs to know everything that's transpired here. Sandaria may have lost her way, but she wasn't wrong about everything. How do you respond to your adventuring party? Choose an option. Forget about the circle. No, don't tell the circle. Yes, tell the circle. Yes, at some point we will inform the circle of what's happened. You agree, knowing that at some point they'll need to become involved. But for now we have other things to worry about. Let's go. And with that, your party prepares to make the 3-day journey back to Kathleen. A moment later, a thunderous crack is heard, its vibration so powerful that it shakes the very foundation of the ancient temple. Frantically looking about, it does not take long to recognize that the sound came from the Onyx Seal, and as you approach, another crack reverberates through the area, then another. A beam of intense light and energy then shoots forth from the seal, burning through the building ceiling like an unstoppable laser beam, and all you can do is watch. What's happening? Ariana finally whispers, all of you transfixed on the crumbling seal. It's the beginning of the end. Sandaria sadly responds, his shock and horror obvious. That's one thing I will agree with you on, Kartha adds, the mutant also quite aware of what's about to happen. Eswin then turns to you, demanding to know what you're going to do to save them. Choose an option, flee immediately. Jump back into Zixxim's tomb, tap the power of the life's heart. Not a bad idea, Sandaria acknowledges, but none of us here possess the power to tap the life's heart, and even if we did, the seal will break apart completely in just a few minutes and everything within a day's run will be utterly disintegrated. All of us are already dead. A second beam of light breaks through just overhead, almost decapitating some of you. More intense cracking sounds are heard as the Onyx Seal further disintegrates, the large chamber beginning to light up as if within a severe thunderstorm. As the end comes, a strong breeze pushes past all of you, quickly gaining in strength until it becomes almost a gale that you can barely stand against. Your party instinctively gathers closely together, but there does not seem to be a thing you can do to save yourselves. The light now fully engulfing the temple, the air around all of you quickly heats as well, a gigantic, apocalyptic explosion now imminent. Sensing the end but still refusing to give up, Eswin turns to Redfern, grabbing him about the shoulders and having to shout directly into his face to make his desperate plea heard. Wizard, you're our last hope. Eswin screams defiantly. Get us out of here. Now. I can't. Redfern shouts back, unable to help. There is nothing I can do. Yes you can. Eswin returns, so utterly desperate. Teleport us out of here. Save us. Through the maelstrom, you can't tell if Redfern has agreed to try something, the air now so hot that it's starting to set your clothes on fire. Janet, it seems you have time for one last thought. What should it be? Choose an option. Damn Sandaria for doing this. If only I could save them all. Time to see if Sisla is real. The optimism score for Janet remains the same. Your final thoughts focus on your adventuring party, and how much you truly wish you could somehow save them. Yes, your new friends are certainly a hodgepodge. Redfern, a supposed truistic who accidentally killed his own father. Eswin, a loner with his own curse-laden secrets. Sandaria and Cartha, two clerics of opposite faiths who utterly despise one another. And Ariana, an innocent who watched her own brother die recently. If only you could learn more about all of these unique heroes. The light and heat now unbearable, everyone begins to scream as the end arrives, the seal about to explode like a nuclear bomb. You manage one last glance, all of your deaths now just moments away. The party is nearly disintegrated, the Onyx Seal disintegrates completely, the resulting explosion tearing at your ears and causing everything to go dark. Suddenly, and quite unexpectedly, the light and heat and wind and terror abruptly all end, and, of all places, you find yourselves back within the power tower of Kathleen, Lord Robert just as surprised to see you as you are to see him. All of you are still smoldering from the intense heat, and it will likely take days to fully recover from the ordeal, but here you are, within the court of Lord Robert, safe and sound. Utterly bewildered, Robert stands to his feet and slowly approaches, the whole of your party still too stunned to do or say anything. As the shock and awe slowly fades, several of your heroes look to one another, so very surprised and happy to merely be alive, let alone standing again within Robert's power tower, far from the horrors of evil root. Pushing his exhausted and aching body forward, Sandaria then steps past you, his own look of utter sadness reminding you of a new world you now find yourselves within. Lord Robert, we bear the gravest of news, Sandaria laments, the priest quite weak from your ordeal. The lordly hero looks all of you over again, still surprised by your apparent teleportation back. Yet Sandaria is persistent as he forces himself to utter words he never thought he'd ever say. My lord, a second age of damnation is upon us. As if on cue, a distant explosion, more like a volcanic eruption, shakes the entire tower, a harbinger of all the terrible things to come. For a moment, Robert only stares at your party, the words of Sandaria too horrific to fully grasp. As your friends around you begin to collapse from the terrible experience you've all just suffered, Robert turns and dashes to a window facing south. There in the far distance rises a fiery column of gray smoke, tiny from where you stand but every bit as horrific as you recognize it truly to be. For nearly a minute all Lord Robert can do is stare at the sight in the distance, the surreal imagery burning itself into his subconscious. Robert is utterly stunned and horrified. What do you want to say to him? Choose an option. Damn Sandaria for doing this. Be judgmental, the world has forever changed. Be realistic, we can survive this. Be hopeful. Janet permanently increases her honor score by 1 point, joining you and Lord Robert a moment later. Cartha nods in agreement, peering out the window himself. I agree, Janet, we can survive this. We'll all need to come together as a people, humans and humanoids, Sislans and truistics, kings, paupers and everyone in between. Our ancestors beat these monsters back a millennium ago, and we can do it again. The Lord of Kathleen draws a deep, heavy breath, then questions your party again, expecting the worst. And the life's heart? Is it lost as well? Janet offers uses the Pyrapan Life's Heart and loses it from her inventory. Having almost forgotten about the sacred relic, You grin as you retrieve the life's heart from your backpack and hand the artifact to Robert, the warrior almost as surprised to see it as he was to see all of you just a few minutes ago. Momentarily forgetting everything else, Lord Robert's eyes light up as he takes the incredibly powerful item from you, holding it up triumphantly for all to see. Almost too tired to speak any further, your party simply stands there and watches as Robert inspects the artifact, bewildered by your apparent success. And the Angel of Death? Robert inquires, assuming she's been dealt with as well. She will never again trouble this land, Eswin offers, extremely proud to have helped take out such a powerful, corrupted sorceress. GM note, your quest log has been updated. Click the quests button for all the details. Congratulations. That completes the Rescue the Life's Heart quest. Let's reward your party with some well-deserved experience points. Each hero earns 1143 experience points. Barthol has gained a new energy level and receives 2 new hit points. Eswin has gained a new energy level and receives 10 new hit points. And that's a wrap for module number 2, to watch it all burn. We hope you've enjoyed playing the game so far. Before you begin the next module, please consider making a small donation to the developers of BrowserQuests, the Hewelsman Way LLC. Each module takes us months to develop, all the while needing to host, moderate and improve the game. Just $1 per module would be fantastic, and very much appreciated. Thank you.